Hello, welcome everybody. I'm very pleased today to welcome my special guest, Emilio Mazzucotelli. I'm sorry, he will tell better his name. Actually, I know him exactly half a year. I was very lucky because he created his Facebook group, which is amazing name. It's called Who Am I? And he started to invite people like me to introduce themselves. And actually, to be honest, it was my first time in my life to be online, to be like on camera. It was my first video, so I was very grateful, and it was great beginning for me, and it kind of encouraged me. And I think that we both can help you in the future if you have trouble to become visible. You can learn. We can encourage you to go. We don't need to be professionals. It's very important. We want to do it and we want to share our message with other people. Emilio is actually coach, author, speaker, and researcher in the field of self-image and strategic thinking. Did I say everything, Emilio? So welcome.
Thank you very much, Mira. Thank you for having me. Yes, and it was a pleasure. Remember how we met and having you on the podcast, and we discovered a lot of interesting things about yourself. And here am I now on the other side, and it feels very good to be with you.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you very much. So, how I told you, I have very short question for you, but I think very important because I would like now to start like new podcast each week. I will ask different people actually what your message is. You know what your mission is. What do you feel that your main mission in this life, what your true calling?
Thank you for that question. It's very important, I think, that people realize that not only me, but everyone has a mission. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here. I mean, there's a purpose behind life, and not just a life of come to the world and just live a life. I mean, there's a purpose. You should be all looking for what you're good for and then perfect that, because no matter what your religion is, what you practice, what you say you practice or you believe in, you have to know that there's something behind that, right? There's something specific that you were meant to do. That nobody's going to give you an instruction manual when you start life to tell you this is what you had to do. Unfortunately, you have to look for it yourself, but not so unfortunate because that's how you build. If you were giving already the mission, then there wouldn't be really a purpose in life. So you don't have to know right away when you're after you're born what your mission is. I think you start by the things you're giving in the beginning. You start getting the blueprint. You start building what you're good at. For example, I had to overcome. I'm really thankful for because of the family I come from, because all the things they gave me and the things they didn't give me, because the things they didn't give me are giving me actually the clues for what I have to do. Okay, so if you're born, let's say, from a very poor family, then you don't have to remain that way. I mean, say and adapt to that circumstance. I think if you want to be rich, then you will have to get really resourceful in terms of how to bring the riches to your life, right? And then you start understanding that the riches, before they happen outside, they have to happen inside. So you start building what you're about, and then things follow. Okay, so I believe that I was missing a lot of things since I was a kid. They gave me a lot of love and support, but still, in the material part, I had to overcome so many circumstances that were against everything that I am today. I was not supposed to be the person I am today, but I am because I found a way to be this way. So I had to, if I wanted to be the person I am today with a much bigger mindset that I was supposed to have, I wouldn't have found the tools. So on the way, I found the tools, and I discovered that if I want to overcome all those circumstances, I had to be a different person. Not the essence of the person, but not the person that had that blueprint in the beginning, right? So I had to come with all these tools, and these tools were found in self-image. Self-image is the picture that we have about ourselves, about who we believe we are, and based on that, that's going to regulate all the things that you do and become, right? But that also can stop you if you just believe that you are just this, that's not for you, then you wouldn't go for it. But I said there's no that's supposed to be any barriers in our lives, right? So I just started breaking barriers, and for that it cost me a lot to break beliefs that I was taught since I was a child.
Yeah.
So breaking all these barriers of the person I was got me to this point. And if I had a message to people, I would say, don't limit yourself. I mean, you can still believe, have your religion, as long as it's open enough, is good. Because religion is a good thing, but it can be a bad thing too. It can be an instrument of growth, like it be an instrument of control. Okay, you don't want to be limiting yourself as long as you're doing good for others. So my mission is try to show people that they have much, much more internal territory to explore to become more. Okay, if you want to become that all the way farther away from your where you are now, that's fine. You can just design a plan, become the person that would achieve that kind of uh, situation, and then you start growing towards that, right? So I think everybody here has in this earth that capacity to expand. And when I created my group, I want just to put all these messages and bring people that have values in order for them to see that they also have values. And when they start to perceive their values, they start to expand that image of themselves, right? So that's my mission: expand people's self-image. That's so they want more out of life. When you expand your zone of who you are, all of a sudden you want more out of life. And when you want more, you go for more. You start to overcome your fears, and all of a sudden you have a totally different life that you had at that point. I think that's my mission.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for this. Actually, that's true. I'm on the same page like you are. And I do think that first, very important stuff is we need to believe ourselves, because and we need to love ourselves. And when we do this, everybody around us will do the same. We can't wait for somebody outside to give us, some belief. And this is great mission. Actually, we were talking before that you said that self-confidence, self-esteem, it's very, very important, especially in this time. Plenty of people are losing this. And I would like to support them like you are, to write their uh, self-confidence and to think that we are actually creators of our life. We are not a victim, and this is kind of very important what we can do, everybody. Okay, thank you. Other
Yes.
question is, imagine that you have possibility to go back in the time and you can give yourself, like your younger version, some advice. What it would be?
Okay. First of all, I don't regret anything that has happened. I don't regret any of the timings. I think what I had to choose, I would choose to start earlier what I started to do for others. But since it happened this way, I'm going to accept that because I think sometimes people start their careers early in life, but they miss the part of all the experience you have to gain before you start giving advice. And in my case, I think I started later, but during all this time since I was a child, I started understanding about the concept of self-image, and I started to change the person I was until later. Then, when I was able to do it myself in my life, I started later in life to help others do the same thing because I already had the proven record of what I did for myself.
Yeah.
And that's our missions. It's always something that you have done yourself, you have gotten really, really good at because you lived it, and then you can tell others from outside
Yeah.
what you can add to that. So I would tell myself from earlier, instead of just fighting so much to overcome your circumstances, just set yourself a purpose, like something to be. What is the you really want in life exactly?
Mm-hmm.
I started to see that later on. I started believing that we can set an image and start to manifest it, right? But until I didn't live it, I didn't really understand how it works. So I would go back and tell myself, look, instead of just fighting against circumstances so much, set that big picture of what you want in life. Try to feel it in advance, like it's already happening, right? And start to attract it to your life. And then circumstances start become easier to
Yeah.
overcome. Instead of fighting them, they start to manifest little by little because they're pulled by your vision. everything starts to build around the image if it's stronger than the current circumstances. So I was just saying, build an image and work every day on building that internal feeling about how do you want to live, how do you want to feel in that lifestyle, and just take it from there. Okay. So that's what I would say. Set a purpose. Once you have the purpose, you get a better direction in life. You get up out of bed every day and say, this is why I'm getting up every day, right? When you have a direction, you can start planning. Say, okay, I'm going to plan based on this because you have a purpose. When you start planning, you can take more action, better action. And then just being consistent, everything will ultimately manifest.
Okay, thank you. So, and my last question, just imagine that you have ability to create lovely rainbow, and everybody who is ready can see this rainbow, and this rainbow is full of your message for people who want to change, who want to manifest the gifts, who want to work for our world become better. What you will put, what message you will put in this rainbow?
The messages will be clear and related to what I've been talking so far. I would say set the question to you, give yourself your mind, because we carry the biggest tool in the universe, which is the mind. There's even a universal law. The number one law in the universe is all is mind, that everything starts from the mind. Nothing is created before it's conceived in the mental world, right? Everything has to happen in the mind, and then it happens in the physical world. It can't be the other way. Since we know that and we carry that tool, we all carry that tool. The thing is, sometimes we just use it to limit ourselves. We use it to punish ourselves. We use it to destroy instead of create. And we're all creators, like you said. So I would say, you first of all, you carry an incredible tool. Then why not use it wisely? Why not just say, what do you really, really want? Have that question in mind all the time. Let that question pull you during life. And just always when things are not going your way, because there's other law that says that everything has a rhythm, the pendulum, right? Everything has a swing up and down. Sometimes you live great periods of positive vibrations and they go to the negative side. And it always swings. You just have to know how to operate on each side, okay? Not just get extremely happy when it's going well and then get extremely negative when it's going wrong. Use the yin and the yang to benefit you. Have the question in mind, what do you really, really want? Forget the circumstances. Don't let that determine what you want. Focus on what you really, really want in ideal circumstances and let that pull you through life.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Really, I do believe that we are actually manifesting our energy outside. So what we are inside is just mirroring outside. When we are in bad mood, when our vibration is like low, everything is manifesting like this. But in real sense, everything is great. Sun is always on the sky. It doesn't matter if it's now a lovely day or it's like raining behind the clouds. Sun is always. So the same is with our real nature, what we really are. And when we focus and when we know that we create everything around us, our life could be much, much better. Not only for us, but for people around us as well.
And one more thing is that you control meaning. Okay, nobody controls what things mean to you. You can choose what that means.
Absolutely.
Why don't you just use the art of polarity? That everything has a positive and negative. Why don't everything that happens say, okay, I'm going to find the positive meaning in this, and you'll see that you'll find it. What from this thing that happened to you right now that you feel makes you feel bad because you're giving a negative meaning to it. Why not giving a positive meaning and see how you feel? If you can control that, you can control everything around you. By controlling what it means to you, you control how you feel.
Absolutely.
So try it.
We have to be actually like king of our mind, not slave. Very often we are like slave of our mind. We follow, but when we go, higher, we can do and create everything. Okay. So thank you very, very much. It was my pleasure to have you here. I hope we can meet again and do some other interview together. So
the pleasure is mine. Thank you very much for having me here. Anytime.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Bye.
Bye.